Hello, this is Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary of Rules Editor. And today we're presenting the 8th in our series of media videos for the 2020 season. And we're going to focus on game action from the weekend of October 31st. Now, before we get into our plays, we received a question this week. Are defensive pass interference fouls up for the season? So we went back and looked at the data, and we're averaging 1.6 defensive pass interference fouls per game this year. That compares to 1.3 last year and 1.4 per game the year before. So we're slightly up, but remember, scoring is up, passing is up, and really this is still a limited data set. We've had 258 games, but that's only about 30% of the total number of games that we had last year. So with that, let's get on into our plays. Our first play this week has a lot of components to it. So we're snapping from the 4. The quarterback's going to drop back. You're going to see 11 is going to wrap him up, and then the quarterback's going to try to throw it. But we get a good call for intentional grounding by our center judge. And by philosophy, once the quarterback knows he's wrapped up, he's responsible for the flight of the ball, and there's no receiver in the area. So this is a good call for intentional grounding. Now we also see number 77 tries to catch it. He touches it. Normally we would have illegal touching, but that only can be a foul if it's a legal forward pass. And because intentional grounding is not a legal forward pass, we don't have a foul for illegal touching here. But we have an interesting decision by the defense. So if they accept this penalty because the spot of the foul's in the end zone, that's going to result in a safety. But you can see they're up by 4. This would put them up by 6. There's only a minute 18 left. And if they take the safety, then the offensive team gets to try an onside kick from the 20, so maybe recovers it at the 30. So it's an interesting choice the defense has to make, whether they accept the penalty for a safety or decline it and keep the offense backed up. Play 2, we're going to see that the quarterback is going to drop back, then he's going to leave the pocket, take off running, and then as the ball carrier, he's going to slide feet first. Now, we know when he slides, 2 things happen. When his backside first begins to lower, the play is dead, the ball is spotted there, but also this ball carrier becomes a defenseless player as soon as he starts his slide. So we're going to see 58, he comes in, he's going to lower his body and make a hard hit to the quarterback, and we're going to get a call on the field for a dead ball personal foul, late hit with targeting. Now that's important when you hear with targeting. We're always going to review the targeting, but there's going to be a penalty here because the dead ball personal foul, we're going to enforce that penalty regardless. But we're going to review the targeting. And so as we go through it, we walk through our steps. The quarterback, because he's sliding feet first, is defenseless. And then we're going to see 58. He's going to lower and attack. And finally, he's going to make forcible contact with his shoulder to the head of the defenseless quarterback. So we can confirm that there is forcible contact to the head or neck area, and this is targeting. And it does not have to be with the helmet, certainly here with the shoulder, but that's still targeting. Penalty is half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down. Play 3, we're going to get a pass down the boundary toward the pylon, and the ruling on the field is number 18 of the offense caught the ball and is out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And so replay is going to come in and take a look at this. And there's really 3 aspects of this they've got to confirm. First, was it a catch? And what we're going to see is that the player secured possession. He tucks it in. He makes a football move. He's got multiple feet inbounds. And then the ball came loose. So no question, this is a catch. Now, second, did he step out of bounds at the 1? And we get a great shot from the pylon cam. And you're going to see clearly that the receiver's foot stays in bounds. And so we know then he's in bounds. And now the ball's going to come out. It's going to be a forward fumble. We're going to see it go into the end zone and actually touch the out-of-bounds line in the end zone. So we have a forward fumble out of bounds in the end zone, which by rule becomes a touchback, and it'll be the defense's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 20. Play 4, we're going to get a run up the middle, and he's hit. Helmet's going to come flying off, and then we're going to see a penalty flag coming in. So the first thing we know is that anytime the ball carrier's helmet comes completely off, the play is dead at that point, and that's really to protect the runner. But then also we know by rule that if a player's helmet comes completely off through play, then that player's got to leave the game for at least one play. unless the helmet comes off as a direct result of a foul by an opponent. And then we're going to look at the replays, and what you're going to see here is number 50 clearly is going to grab the runner's face mask, twists, pulls it off. And so this is a good call for a face mask foul. And so we're going to penalize half the distance to the goal. It's an automatic first down. But because the helmet came off as a direct result of the foul, now the runner, number 25, is going to be able to stay in the game. And it has to be a foul. It can't just be a hit that knocks it off. It has to be the result of a foul. So good job here by the crew. Play 5 is a 4th and 32 situation late in the game, and the offense is going to complete a pass. And then you're going to see one of the most amazing, crazy situations emerge in college football. So there's going to be 8 backward passes during this play that are executed by the offense, and we're just going to let it play out, and you can watch all the action. The offense does a great job of keeping the ball alive, keeping it in play, and then ultimately they're going to get themselves in a situation now where they're going to have a breakaway, and they're going to be able to take it in. And the ruling on the field is touchdown. So replay obviously has got to go back and evaluate each one of these backward passes. And we're going to look at number 15, and you're going to see when he makes his backward pass, the first thing we have to do is make sure, there's not a knee down and he's up. And you can see from the replay, he is up. But if you look at the release point, it's right at the 35-yard line, and it's first touched right around the 36.5. So this becomes an illegal forward pass. And even though thrown from behind the original line of scrimmage, it is an illegal forward pass because it's the second forward pass during the down, and the ball has been beyond the neutral zone. And so good job of replay actually evaluating this and overturning the touchdown and enforcing the penalty for the illegal forward pass. But what an amazing play. Play 6 is going to be a drop back pass by the quarterback, and he's going to keep retreating, and then he's going to be hit just as he throws the ball downfield. It's incomplete, but we get a flag down from our referee for roughing the passer. And we're going to see number 99, he's not late, but he's going to make contact into the face of the passer. And really, anytime the defender goes high into the face of a passer with force, or if he gives it a little extra shove like he did here, this is going to be a correct call for roughing the passer against number 99. Play 7 is going to be an onside kick situation. And we're going to get a ruling on the field of the ball being touched by the receiving team and then recovered by the kicking team. Now, we know by rule that the players of the kicking team cannot touch or recover the ball until it's gone 10 yards, unless it has been first touched by the receivers. Once it's touched by the receivers, regardless of where it is, then anyone is eligible to recover. And one other point of note here, anytime our crew suspects an onside kick, you're going to see the deep wing officials who are normally located at the pylon are going to come up, and you can see we have 3 officials on each side of the field here and a center judge in the middle of the field. We've got 7 officials in this area to help rule on a kick and just a referee back deep. Play 8, we have a 3rd and 6 situation, and the offense has trips or 3 receivers to the top side of the formation. And what we're going to see is the middle receiver is going to come back in. He's going to make contact and pick number 6 of the defense, and it's just enough to free up the inside receiver who makes the catch for a first down. Now, the line judge gets his flag out, a correct call for offensive pass interference. And we know that by rule, if a receiver goes downfield and makes contact and interferes with a defender on a play where the pass crosses the neutral zone, it is offensive pass interference. And key words in the rule is it is the responsibility of the offensive player to avoid the opponents. Now, why did the line judge make this call? So officials on each play have individual players that they are initially responsible for, and we call those keys. And so what you see here, the deep wing, which is the field judge, has the number 1 receiver from the outside of the formation as his key. The line judge has the number 2 receiver from the outside of the formation as their key. And then finally, the back judge, who's in the middle of the field, has the number 3 receiver from the outside as their initial key. So the line judge did a good job on this play of staying with his key, seeing the pick, and getting the marker out. Good call. Well, that's it for our plays this week, and we really appreciate your time invested in this video. Now, it seems our season is just flying by. It's hard to believe that we're going into Week 10, and it's also hard to believe we have teams playing their first game this week. So best of luck to all, and stay safe and healthy.